Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounded. Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounded. All right, we sound a little fucked up. Let's see if we can fix that. Let me see if we can fix that, y'all. Give me a second. All right, test, test, test. Appreciate y'all liking the live. Make sure to like the live. Y'all hop up in here. All right, test, test, test. All right, we sound a lot better. So, we're going to be looking for some setups, but we do have news at 8:15, so we don't see any action right now. We probably won't see any action until then, especially when it comes to gold and NAS100. But it's just this crazy thing, The haters be all in my comment section, but when this red bubble lights up around my profile, they never come into the live stream. It's very interesting. But if y'all was in the live stream yesterday, speaking of live streams, NAS100 ended up going as projected. If y'all was in yesterday's live stream, remember, we was talking about looking for buys here at this level. As you can see, this was during London session, and then we went for buys with the members during the 9:30 New York Open. And then also the GJ setup, we broke down and entered this GJ setup live, ended up playing out twice. And then if y'all was in Monday's live stream, we broke down this NAS100 setup as well as entered these GU buys. We entered these GU buys in Monday's live stream as well. But as far as today, we're going to be looking for continued GU buys. We're going to be looking for GJ buys as well as continued NAS100 buys and continued gold buys. Now, we have the infamous ADP today. All right. So if y'all don't understand how to trade news, make sure to go to the How to Trade News playlist. Or if you're a member or student, just watch the past news recordings. We will be going live during. Yeah, come on, Ad. You ruining my flow. Hold on. And my audio sounds muffled. Let me know, y'all. Don't troll me this live stream, okay? Don't troll me. If my audio sounds fucked up, let me know. What's about to say? All right, we sound good right now. But we got ADP. All right. And then we also have 10 a.m. news today as well. Okay. So make sure to keep those in mind. So if we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m., we're simply going to wait until after the news. Right. Very simple. You either trade before news or you trade after news. But as you can see, NAS has been napping. So it's probably going to be chilling until pre-New York or until the news pops off. Same thing with gold. Gold's been napping as well. And then we got a little bit of action on GJ and GU. So we're going to see what GJ and GU talking about. Like always, y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. But depending on how they look the next couple of minutes, we might be talking about some stuff, right? Because some stuff's got to be talked about, okay? We gotta close the Harry Potter books, and we gotta live in reality. All right, y'all. We gotta live in reality. I know a lot of people don't like when I be talking about the shit I talk about, but facts is facts. All right, so we got a few things to talk about. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit as well. Give me 1 second. We're gonna pull a couple things up. Playlist. right, so let's talk about this stuff because some of y'all be hilarious in my comment section. I ain't gonna lie. So let's talk about a few things. All right, y'all. So this is NAS100 on the daily time frame, right? This is the beginning of December. This is October 30th, right? October 31st. Okay. So prior to last month and this month, what was taking place with NAS100, US30, SPX, and gold? We broke the previous all-time highs of 2024, right? We had a rejection at the beginning of the week. So let's talk about this stuff. Let's talk about this stuff. Okay? Let's talk about this stuff because I understand a lot of people don't understand. Hold on one second. Let's see what GU does. Before we start trolling the trolls, let's focus on the bread. All right, let's focus on the bread really quick. See how GU reacts to this level. All right, because I'm always about putting the shoe on the other foot, and I always try to look at other people's perspective. So maybe not everybody understands how shit works, right? And also, I know I do things differently, but we gotta talk about some stuff, okay? We gotta talk about some stuff. So with GU, we're going to be looking for buys. So if we can maintain, I don't really want to see it retrace back down here. I want it to maintain 32.45 as support. If so, we could look for buys going to 32.70. Right, we're at the uptrend. We're at the previous higher high. We're going to see if we can break that level and make a new higher high. And then GJ, we can look for buys as well. I wanted to see a bigger move yesterday, but I kind of saw it not happening due to the news events we do have this week. But we're still looking for buys on GJ as long as we can maintain 205.80 as support. I know a lot of people was looking for sales on GJ yesterday, but the reason why we went for buys on GJ is because, again, you go with the floor price, not chase price. How many of y'all think was going for sales on GJ Tuesday night before London session at this level, right? A lot of people went for sales here because they saw this drop, this retest and push. But again, this is why you identify the trend on the bigger time frame, not the smaller time frame. Because if we would identify the trend on the smaller time frame, it would have made sense to go for sales here. But because we identify the trend on the bigger time frame, this is how we're able to avoid majority of the fake out liquidity grabs and so on and so forth. But let me put this back on GU, okay? Because we got a lot of stuff to talk about this live. Hopefully, we have time to talk about it because this won't be a 3-hour live stream because I have a bunch of sessions to do after the live. Shout out to the members and students, but I got a shit ton of sessions to do today. And then I also got to do a live stream with the members and students during ADP. So today won't be a long live stream. We might do a longer one tomorrow. What do we got going on tomorrow? We got unemployment claims. So we might do a longer one tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. I'll let y'all know. But let's see if GU can hold this level right here. So let me type these trade ideas up before we get started. Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. So I want to see these people want to join my live because they love to comment. It's like they know. That's how I know people be in my Telegram because they will comment, post as soon as I'm supposed to be live, but then not hop in my live stream. Or they be watching my live stream but don't be saying shit, which is hilarious. But we're going to talk about a few things, y'all. And you know, I'm all about teaching, right? So we're gonna make sure everybody understands what we'll be doing over here. But give me 1 second. We gotta handle business, right? I gotta make sure I get stuff squared away before we do this. All right, so we got our alert set. All right, GJ's breaking this level. So we're going to see how GJ reacts here as well. So GJ can maintain 206.25 as support. We could look for buys going to 206.60. Let's see how these charts play. We're off to a strong start this month, though. 4-0 so far this week. is not bad at all. Went 2-0 yesterday. All right, so let's keep it on these two right here. Let's see how G reacts here. All right, so we're gonna do a couple multitasking. So give me 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm about to show y'all a couple things really quick. Whoops. Before we do that, just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday too, by the way. Make sure to check that out after the live stream is over. Let me get this stuff off the screen. And make sure the audio works good. Test, test, test. All right, we're sounding good. All right, cool. You got my AirPods as well. All right, so let's talk about a few things. I do not like how my mic sounds. My mic be trolling me. Hold on, let me fix this. I need y'all to hear me when.
One-a-day women's multivitamins are formulated to support women's overall.
All right, test, test, test. Test, 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 test. All right, cool. This is a little bit better. All right. So the reason why I make, if y'all watch my short form content, my shorts, my Instagram or TikTok videos, shout out to those that watch them. But the reason why I always say to watch the charts and the charts will tell you everything is because the charts will always tell you everything, right? If you strictly make decisions based on news or Twitter posts, you're always going to be guessing or you're always going to be late to the party, right? Whether that's day trading or long term investing. For example, when a tweet comes out or a news report saying Bitcoin just went up 15% or Bitcoin just went down 15%, it's already too late. That shit already happened, right? But if you look at the charts, you'll be able to know when that next rejection or that next push will happen before it happens. You see what I'm saying? That's how, again, if you hit the first thing in the description, join the FTSE 1 for Telegram, that's how we're able to, at the beginning of the week, go over the charts and talk about what we're going to look for price to do for that week. And more times than not, the charts got rejected, right? Just like this week. Sunday night, I said NAS100 buys, gold buys, GE buys, GJ buys. And so far this week, we've been going for exactly those, right? GE NAS buys on Monday, NAS and GJ buys on Tuesday, right? Just like the week beforehand, we did the same thing. And we also, if you be tuning into the live streams, we take trades before news, but we also predict what's going to happen during news events as well. So again, how am I able to do that? And some of the playmakers before the news pops off. Now I don't know Trump personally. I don't watch news events. It's all simply based off market structure. Is because the charts is how the markets move, right? The news and tweets are always going to be late to the party, even when it comes to the news events when they're reading that piece of paper and then price magically jumps up and jumps down, right? So I made a post. I forgot when I made this post. I may have made this earlier this week. I don't remember. But basically, the post was talking about, let me pull it up. Let me pull up the post. What's the post? Oh, it's this post right here. So let me go ahead and put it in the comments. All right, I said how day trading is simple, right? And it is simple, right? And I'm pretty sure in this video I was just talking about how all you have to do is just go for high probability, high quality setups. And I don't know why when I tell y'all trading simple, people get upset about that. I don't know, it's because everybody else says trading is not simple, but that's why my bio specifically says trading is simple because people overcomplicate trading. Okay. So first things first, let's pull up the picture. Okay. And this isn't an attack in the person because I don't know this person personally. This is just me responding to the comment section of my post and dissecting it. All right. That's what we're doing right now. So shout out to you for engaging in my post. I appreciate it. And this is going to be a teachable moment for everybody else that watches the live stream. Shout out to those watching the live right now. Shout out to those that's watching the recording. And don't think we're not looking for setups. We are, but we got ADP, and we're just waiting for price to meet our confirmations. We're got breakout traders, we're breaking retest traders, and then gold and NAS100 are napping right now. So we're not missing a damn thing right now. But let's pull this picture up right here. Okay. So he said, bro, you are uneducated. The markets follow fundamentals. I'm talking about price action. I'm pretty sure price action is fundamentals. Then he says COVID hits, everything crashes. China and other Eastern countries start buying gold, goes up, gold goes up for 2 years. Russia invades Ukraine, oil crashes. Trump threatens tariffs on China. The NASDAQ tanks 1,000 points in October. Wake up. So let's start from the bottom up. Trump threatens tariffs on China and the NASDAQ tanks 1,000 points in October. Let's go to NAS100. Okay, let's do NAS100. We're on the, let's get rid of this bar replay. Okay. This is the beginning of November. This is October. Let's go to the beginning of October. We had this rejection, right? We had this rejection take place. Okay. So what has been taking place this week? Okay. Before we even get to that, October, what did price do more than go down? It went up way more than it went down. This drop was a reversal, right? But besides it being a reversal, let's just do some experiments, right? Again, what do news events do? News events, like I always talk about, let's see if we had news in October. Okay, we did. We had 10 a.m. news. Okay, and members, we talk about this all the time. What do news events do? News events bring volume into the markets. And when that volume comes in, he's either going to cause, I say this all the time, he's either going to, first of all, news events usually happen when what? We have news today, don't we? And what is going on with GJ? What has been going on with GJ for the past couple weeks? Let's look at it. GJ, for the past couple weeks, has been struggling to do what? Make a new higher high, right? We see this week how price, after it made this higher high, got stuck, right? Because again, this was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? 3 days stuck at this level. Then the next week, Monday, Tuesday, price got stuck until the volume picked up and made that new higher high. So again, this was 3 days price stuck here. Then we had that new higher high get made. Then after that new higher high got made, what happened? Price retraced back to the higher low. And then we saw yesterday and today, price is struggling to do what? Make a new higher high. So what news does is it brings volume into the markets, but it still follows the rules of price. So the volume's either going to help us A, break through this and continue the current trend, or B, it causes a reversal to break out of this level, right? And let me show you another example. This was GBPJPY. If y'all remember earlier this year, we had consolidation all Q3, right? This was July, August, end of September, right? So look at this rejection right here. This was on a Friday as well, just like this NAS100 rejection was on a Friday, right? So if we do, again, just simple research, this was Friday, August 1st. So what was taking place prior to this reversal? We had consolidation, aka lack of volume. What also was taking place when we had this lack of volume? Price struggled to make a new higher high after it came to this point, right? So let's go to Friday, August 1st. Let's see what happened on Friday, August 1st. Oh, we had 8:30 and 10 a.m. USD news. So again, another example of when we coincidentally had news and we coincidentally had price struggling to continue the current trend we was in, we had volume come in to cause a reversal, right? Just like with NAS100 right here, we had volume come in to cause a reversal after price struggled to make a clean higher high like we saw here, clean higher high like we saw here, clean higher high like we saw here, and then we saw choppiness on top of we literally been flying up since June going into October. Okay. On the other hand, it also works not just with rejections, but what pushes to the upside, right? So we can actually use a few trades we took recently. By recently, maybe last month, I don't know. Time be flying. Like I'm still not adjusting that it's fucking and trading be fucked in my trades, but it is what it is. That's why we live stream everything. But let me find another example, but it helping the trend continue. All right. So we're gonna take a trip down memory lane. I think is this one right here. Okay. So we're looking at GBPUSD. All right. This was Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday, September 17th. So first of all right, because I know not everybody was here in September. So I'm going to show that we actually took this setup. All right. So we're going to take a trip down memory lane. Okay. Advanced play signal room. These are old signals. September 17th. All right. September 17th. We go to September 17th. You see, we took a NAS100 buy and we took a GBP USD buy. We actually took this. I don't know if we took this while we were still live, but we took it during London session, right? Entry SLTPs, CTVs getting hit, right? You see, we took this trade during London session. So let's go to September 17th. Okay, let's go to September 17th. Boom, boom. So what do we have September 17th? We had 2 a.m. GBP news. Then we had what? For USD, we had 2 p.m. and 2:30 FOMC, right? So let's pull up GBP USD on the bigger time frame. And let's go to September 17th. All right, so let's go to the trip down that lane. All right, cool. So what are we going to find when we go to September 17th? The same thing. We had just broken out of this consolidation, and then now we need to take out this high high because if we go even further back, what caused this reversal here was what? Price struggling to continue to make higher highs. And then we had this rejection here. So now we're right back where we left off. So we're going to need what? We're going to need volume to take out this high, right? We also went for buys before FOMC popped off. And why did price shoot up? Not because of whatever the fuck they talked about in that news event, because again, we took this buy hours before the news event. So unless you're accusing me of inside trading, I don't think I had the report hours beforehand to know to go for buys, right? So why did we go for buys before FOMC, and then when 2 o'clock popped off, did the scary news at 2 o'clock, as you can see right here, 1400. Why did the scary news shoot to the upside and then hit the final TP? Why did the scary news go in our favor? Why did we not get fucked up by the manipulation in the market? Why did the manipulation play out for us? Because again, when you read the charts, you're always going to be ahead of the party. Again, when somebody opens up a sheet of paper and types a tweet saying Bitcoin went up 15%, if you buy Bitcoin, you're not going to go up 15%. Bitcoin already went up 50%. So again, you're always going to be late to the party if you're always waiting. That's also the same reason why when a news event pops off, you see it all the time. When people go on Instagram and TikTok, I actually make videos. Actually, because we're receipt gang over here. So let me pull up some posts to drop in the YouTube comments for the people that think, again, I just talking to talk. All right. But just to update on GU, again, we're not missing anything. GU is still ranging. We still got alerts popping off, so we're not missing anything. The goal is still taking a nap right here. All right, y'all. So let me find these posts. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at these charts, drop in the chat. I'm going to cut this in the chat. Those comments right now. Those just joined the live. We're clearing up a few things, a few confusions in the trading space, debunking a few fairy tales and things like that. But give me 1 second. First, let me find these posts really quick. There goes another ad. And I wonder if you're in here, dude. So I'm gonna delete your comment off my post. Not the person we're talking about right now, but another dude. Because I don't know what's wrong with some of y'all. Like, y'all grown ass men acting childish, but it is all good. Because, like I said, this is a teachable moment for everybody else. Okay, so let me find the post really quick, and then we're gonna get back to it. So let me find the post really quick. Where is it? Let me make sure the music's still playing. There we go. Music back on. I gotta scroll a little bit because I gotta find it, but we're gonna find it. Don't you worry. Okay, found it. Okay. Copy link. All right. So this is a link to one of the videos of what people be doing on TikTok when they make decisions based off news events instead of read the charts. Okay. And then I have another post. I don't think I posted it on. Hold on. All right. Because we got receipts everywhere. Okay? So we got receipts all over the place. But there's one more post. I think I got to go on TikTok to find that post. So I'm going to go on TikTok. Try to find it. Okay. We're about to clear a few things up because this session is going to be slow because we got ADP again. We got 8:15 ADP, y'all. Then 10 a.m. USD news. We're going live with the members doing this during ADP. Members, make sure to be on the lookout for that link. But let me find this other post really quick. Because we got to clear this stuff up. All right. Where the fuck is it? I know I got at least one more post, but I can't find it in 10 seconds. We're going to just keep it pushing. Because I think two videos is enough receipts. So we're going to keep it like that. All right. I gotta make one more video. I've been posting so much, it's probably lost in the sauce, honestly. Hold on, I think I know this. Here it is. Oh man, let me hold on 1 second. Let me see something. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. All right, this is the shit. This is the shit that I be talking about. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not logged in on TikTok, so I don't think I can pull it up. I don't think I can pull it up on my screen, but I'm just gonna play the audio really quick. All right.
Because you would think after getting a good jobs earning report, decent jobs data, we pushed up crazy at New York opening, we might just be able to catch a continuation on that new 4-hour candle. No, apparently the market's just not rocking with it like Hallmark.
So he was saying because of the news, price should have continued to push up, but everybody was shocked or surprised that price tanked, right? And this was on a day on YouTube that I told y'all we was looking for NAS sales, and we actually took NAS100 sales. Okay, so watch that video, but this was from November 20th, and I talked about it in that video. Again, why did we on November 20th know NAS100 was going to go down, but everybody else didn't get the memo? It's because, again, if you're not following the charts, when people say follow the money, they're talking about the charts. They're not talking about Twitter posts. So again, if you're always waiting for reports or basing things off of reports, you're always going to be late to the bread. Okay, y'all. But let's get back to this other shit we was talking about. Okay. So again, he's talking about it was Trump that made NAS100 crash. Again, I just showed you 3 other news events and explained how news works. So again, it's not Trump making shit crash. Okay. Then he's talking about gold goes up for 2 years. I have been telling y'all, and of course not everybody's been here, but I've been telling y'all since this time last year to get gold. And I was telling y'all to get gold from this time last year before gold even exploded and did the run it did in September. I literally was telling y'all to get gold when we first did this push here in April. I've been telling y'all what for the longest time. Get gold, get crypto. Get gold, get crypto. Look into Web3. Get gold and get crypto. Right? And gold did not explode like this simply because they bought shit. Right? It's not because people bought gold that gold exploded up. Right? Obviously that helps, but that's not why gold erupted to the upside and made all-time highs. So you tell me because gold, let's use logic, right? The same time started its all-time highs, end of August to October. NAS100 broke its all-time highs, right? We had consolidation, and then guess what? End of August, beginning of September, we had a what? Price fly to the upside, just like gold. End of August, all September, broke out of the consolidation, broke the previous all-time highs, and flew to the upside. The US30 did the same thing. NAS100 did the same thing. What else was happening in September and August? It was making pushes to the all-time highs. Let's see. We had hold on one second. We're on the monthly time frame. I forgot. Right? April, June, July, August, September, October, November last year, right? We go here. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, made all-time highs. So you're telling me that all these things at the same time were making all-time highs? But you said it was gold was making all-time highs because they were buying it. But why did all of these things continuously make all-time highs at the same time? Again, there's no coincidence in the markets, right? Then they say COVID hits and everything crashes. I love talking about COVID, right? So let's talk about COVID. So what happens in February every single year in America? What is a big event that happens in February every single year in America? What happens every single year? GU just moved this level. All right, so we're going to be looking for a retest off this next 15. We got a minute and a half to the next 15 pops up. Again, if GU can maintain 32.45 as support, we're going to look for buys going to 32.70. All right, so let's pause the brakes on that really quick because we might get some action. And this is why I have alerts, right? So we're never going to be late to the party. You got alerts on your shit. You're going to get a notification on your phone and your computer, and you won't miss shit. GJ just broke this level as well. All right, y'all. So this next 15, we're going to be looking for retest. If GJ can maintain 206.25 support. We're going to be looking for buys going to 206.60. And then GU can maintain 32.45 support. It's a little bit too high for me. I want to see it retrace a little bit. Well, look at it retracing. Come on, retrace a little bit more. All right, so we can maintain this level of support. We're going to be looking for buys going to 32.70. Okay, so let's pause that really quick because that can wait. We're here to make some bread. So let's see what price does right here. But we're going to get back to it, y'all. We're going to get back to it. All right, new 15 popped up. Let's see if we can get a retest. Let's see if we can hold this level right here. So you just retest. See what you can hold right here. Like I said, like if we don't have enough volume today, we're bullish on GJ. We just got a little bit of work to do. But I like buys on GJ regardless. Like I said, as long as we maintain about 205.75 as support, we're still bullish. Let's see how this retest plays out. We got a retest as well. So we're going to pause really quick to make sure we don't miss this setup, right? Because we can cut the setup before news. Yeah, setups right here. I'm liking both of these. I'm liking both. I'm liking both of these. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm liking both of these setups right here. Yeah, these damn ads. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When looking at your charts, drop in the chat. I'm just watching these really quick. Yeah, we might jump in this. Maybe 1 second. But again, what I was asking was, what's a big event that takes place every year in America in February? Okay. And for those that don't know, it is the Super Bowl. Okay. So since we want to talk about worldly events that's affecting the markets, let's talk about, and since he brought up COVID, let's talk about it, right? Because I love talking about this stuff. So let's talk about it. But give me 1 second. Yeah, I like this setup here. Yeah, I like this. We're gonna jump in this thing right here. Let's see what G's up to. G's doing a nice retest. So again, if G can maintain 32.45 support, we can look for buys going to 32.70. If GJ can maintain 206.25 support, we look for buys going to 206.65. Yeah, I like the setup right here. Yeah, so we're in that. So we're gonna let this thing do its thing, okay? So going back to what we was talking about. COVID hits, everything crashes. Well, what happened during COVID? A lot of shit happened during COVID. A lot of people lost jobs and businesses, so it would make sense that things crash. But again, what happens at in February every single year in America? That is the Super Bowl. So, what we're going to see here is look right here. We had this all-time high from 2017. What happened when we hit this all-time high in 2019? We rejected. We had this all-time high here in March 2021. What happened when we hit the all-time high? It rejected. Okay. Okay. 1 + 1 is equaling 2. We had the all-time high in February get hit the all-time high in December, right? And then what happened in February? It rejected. Right? Remember in February Q1, everybody was surprised NAS tanked, but we called NAS sales, we took NAS sales, but everybody was acting like this was craziness. NAS tanked. But then when the all-time high got hit, what happened? Right? All-time high, reversal, all-time high got hit again. Okay, cool. So we see that when all-time highs get hit, rejections take place. All right, cool. So now, COVID was ended in like 2021, right? So again, what takes place every year in February, the Super Bowl. So I don't know about y'all, but if y'all go Google February 2021 Super Bowl commercials, okay, and possibly even February, it's either 2021 or 2022, one of the two. If you look at February 2021 or February 2022 crypto commercials from the Super Bowl, you will see those were one of the first years where we had hella crypto ads in the Super Bowl. I remember they had crypto ads that were just QR codes. Everybody was hyping up Bitcoin during COVID when we first hit that 60K. I was in that when we hit the 60K, by the way, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I was in that when we hit that 60K during COVID. But after that happened, it went from people talking shit about Bitcoin to the whole world loving Bitcoin, right? And then when the Super Bowl took place, they were telling everybody to get crypto. So what would have happened after we already made all-time highs and a huge bullish move for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months straight, right? For going into February. So when everybody was getting told to buy crypto in February, what happened after you bought crypto? Got a little excited because after a month or two, price went up and it tanked, right? Again, I can't remember if it was February 2021 or 2022. But either way, we go to February in 2022. Same thing. We're at the all-time highs. Oh my God, Bitcoin just hit 60K. Man, Bitcoin's crazy. Buy crypto. February. So what happened after everybody bought crypto in February? Price tanked, and everybody that bought here lost bread. And that's when everybody started shitting on crypto again, right? But then in December, going into 2024, I'm terrible with time, but that's why we have fucking internet. So I'm got to keep track of time. Right, so we're going to pull out. Where is here it is? Here it is. So we're going to pull out. But while we do that, let's pull up GJ really quick. So GJ just hit TP2. Let me let the members know, and then let's pull up GU, and GU's pushing as well. So while I'm teaching, we're eating. Right. So again, they did not join the live stream. They can comment under my post while I'm live, but they are not saying shit in the live stream, which is hilarious. But if you would have took that GJ or GU setup, you'd be eating right now. But let me let the members know really quick that TB2 just got a hit. And again, we have ADP today. What does the internet tell you? To not trade at all today. We're trading before the news. Is the news fucking us up right now? No, it is not. All right. So again, all you gotta do is trade before news, trade after news. That's literally all you gotta do. So let me mark off the next TP so I know what the next TP is looking like. But make sure to like the live, y'all subscribe. Again, I'm playing aware. It's called a playbook for a reason. 5-0 this week. And depending on how this GJ stuff plays out, I might not even have to trade New York session. Now I'm probably gonna look for some setups for the the futures, but I don't have to if I don't want to. That's the beauty of trading. All right, so we're gonna let this bad boy run. GU's pushing as well. Well, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. All right. So again, when everybody was having those commercials in February during the Super Bowl to buy crypto, what happened? Crypto tanked, right? And everybody was fucked up and down bad because they bought crypto too late because they was late to the party and was waiting for they waited for the world to tell them to buy crypto. Okay. So I say that all to say they use the news as an excuse for what took place. They also use the news as an excuse to do what they're trying to do. But if you go strictly based off news, you're either going to get fucked up or you're always going to be late to the party. Because even with these crazy news events and this volume, right? Just like right here, we had news. Why did price halt right here? Why did price halt right here? Look at this higher low pivot point, right? This was a support level here, support level here. And then even with the big bad news, price still had to respect this level. So is it the news in the world that's causing the markets to do what they do? Or is there something else? Because let's think about it. Why stop here? Why not take further down? Why did it coincidentally stop right here? Why did it stop right here where this was a prime support level previous? Why didn't it go further? Why, when we had that reversal in the lows a couple weeks ago, why did it fail to hold this level as resistance? Right? Because again, if we pull out the playbook, what does the playbook say about the rules of the downtrend? Let's pull it out. All right, what does the playbook say about the rules to the downtrend? That is not what they say. Let's turn this damn commercial off. That's not what the fucking say. That is not the rules of the downtrend. Anyways, let's go to the rules of the downtrend. So we go to the rules of the downtrend. What does the rules of the downtrend say? And shout out to those that's in the live. You know, it is what it is. People watching this, you're going to learn some shit anyways. Those that left, missing out on some information. But those that didn't, y'all are eating with us while we're teaching some shit. So let's take an update on GJ. GJ still pushing. GU is still flying. Again, the news is not scary, y'all. People just don't understand how the news works, which is what causes fear. A lot of fear is caused by the unknown. So if you don't know what's happening, it is very wise to not do shit. Right? But once you understand how the shit works, then easy bread. Yep. So what was I about to do? Oh yeah. Right. So why, when the news popped off on Friday, October 10th, did it stop at that support level? Right. If it's the worldly events and these government people making shit happen, right? Because according to the internet, it was Trump's threats that caused it to drop. Why did it drop 1,000? Why not the 1,001? Shit, why not 9,000? Why not 2,000? Why did it stop at 1,000? Right? We had news at 10 a.m. So why did the scary news still have to respect the support level? Why, when we had this downtrend here, the downtrend ended because it failed to do what? Turn the support level into resistance. Again, for price to go down, what needs to happen? Price needs to turn support levels into resistance. For price to go up, what needs to happen? We need to turn resistance levels into support. For price to go down, we need to turn support levels into resistance. And that's exactly what the playbook says right here. For price to continue to go down, it has to break support levels and turn them into resistance levels. This is what creates the lower low. The only way the uptrend would come into play is if price breaks past the lower high or breaks past the lower high and turn the previous resistance low into support, like how the green arrow shows. So when we had the scary news halt at this same support level, and then when we had this current downtrend, why did price reverse here? Because price failed to turn the support level into a resistance. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, you continuously rely on Twitter posts and make decisions on news events, you're going to continuously get fucked up or be late to the party. All right, there's zero coincidences in the markets. All right, y'all. So hopefully y'all enjoyed our little crash course on how the markets and news works. And it actually worked out because we do have news today. But at the same time, we just ate off GU and GJ. So make sure to secure y'all's profits. New 15 new hour just popped up. Nobody should close these trades red. Again, if you don't understand how to trade news, either join Playmaker Universe Advanced Play Signal because we're going to be talking about that more in today's live during the ADP, or just go to the playlist and go over the I think it's the How to Trade News playlist. All right, y'all. But we have 8:15 news and then we have 10 a.m. USD news. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal, free Telegram. Like always, you're interested in learning how to identify these levels. My Signal serves and mentorship programs. Y'all know what to do. Click those links in the description. And yeah, we should be live on TikTok later on today, y'all. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram Playmaker_Way, TikTok _Playmaker_Way_. Post daily on both pages. All right, we out.